Are you tired of your rough, frizzy hair? Do you wish that you had hair that looked like this?
No matter how you style your hair, expect perfect.
With our new revolutionary hair product line, Organics, we will make you promises that every other hair product company has made before. We will show you women who have luxurious, beautiful hair just like every other hair product company. But we are so confident that our products work and that we're different from every other company out there that we will tell you about how hair care works and how we take advantage of science to bring you the best that there is to offer in hair care, so you can turn your hair from this into this. But first, let's learn a little bit about our hair. Hair looks like this. It's divided into two main layers, the outer cuticle layer, which looks like a shingled roof, and the middle cortical layer, which forms the interior of the hair. Hair is made of a protein called keratin, which is mostly made up of these amino acids. Altogether, the proteins in keratin form 4 different types of bonds. The disulfide bond, which is a covalent bond that forms between 2 cysteines, amino acids with sulfuric side chains, hydrogen bonds, which are quite common in the hair, salt bonds, which are ionic electron transfers between an acidic group such as carboxyl and a basic group such as amine, and the sugar bond, which forms between a hydroxyl group and an acidic amino group. Keratin is a very stable protein that is insoluble in water and immune to protein-cleaving enzymes because of this very strong disulfide bonds. All the bonds give hair its structure and strength. So, whether you love your curly hair or hate your wavy hair, blame your amino acid arrangement. Now, our hair follicles are pores in our heads out of which the hair grows. These follicles produce an oil called sebum to moisturize and waterproof the hair. However, sebum is a bit sticky. Just look at anyone with greasy hair and you'll clearly see that. So it attracts dust and dirt, and when bacteria grow in the hair and break down sebum, it starts to stink too. And you can't just wash it off with water, since water is polar and sebum is nonpolar. So sebum resists being washed off by just water, and that is why you need our shampoo. Other companies use chemicals like sodium lauryl sulfate and sodium laureth sulfate as surfactants, substances that bind to the sebum and wash away with the water. They work because they have a polar segment that is attracted to the water and forms hydrogen bonds, and a nonpolar segment that binds to the oil through London dispersion forces. Thus, when the water washes the shampoo away, the sebum is washed away along with it. Sodium laureth sulfate is milder and gentler than sodium lauryl sulfate because the extra oxygen makes the compound more polar, so it's more soluble in water, and thus less of it is needed to clean the hair. So if you have frizzy hair and your shampoo is too drying, sodium lauryl sulfate might be the culprit. Sodium laureth sulfate and other similar compounds, however, are better and should be fine unless you have hypersensitive skin. But we love overpricing our products and making you believe that our products are superior to other regular shampoos. So, of course, what do? We spread tons of hype all over the internet and in commercials about how all sulfates are harmful, harsh, and even carcinogenic. It's based on a rumor from long ago, but even though the United States Center of Disease Control and Prevention addressed the safety concerns, we scare people and then advertise our sulfate-free alternatives as the obviously correct, nature-friendly alternative. These products contain surfactants like C14C16 olefin sulfonate, which is derived from coconut. So clearly it's natural and amazing for you to use, even though it's a rather harsh cleanser that can strip your scalp of moisture and irritate it. But hey, at least it's natural. Much better than that artificial sodium laureth sulfate, which is actually a somewhat gentle cleanser. But let's move on to conditioners, the products that really make our brand shine just as brightly as your hair will once you've used Organics. Conditioners need to repair your hair and restore the moisture that you've inevitably lost after shampooing. Well, you are literally soaking your hair with pure moisture in the form of dihydrogen monoxide when you're washing your hair. If only there was a way to lock in that moisture. Well, believe it or not, there is. Conditioner ingredients such as 1-hexadecanol and glycerin act as humectants. Humectants are hygroscopic substances, which means they lock in moisture. They contain hydrophilic functional groups, such as hydroxyl groups, that attract the moisture to these substances, which are slathered all over your hair. Then, the cationic surfactants get to work. If you remember, the cleansers in the shampoos had negatively charged sulfate groups or something similar. Those were anionic surfactants, meaning that they were negatively charged. Conditioners, on the other hand, have positive charges embedded in them, so that it can bind with the negatively charged hair, while the nonpolar segment helps guard the hair. It acts as the new sebum and helps protect your hair the way that your natural hair oils do. It also helps keep it waterproofed. Other ingredients include silicons to reflect light and make hair shiny. Now, as amazing and life-saving as conditioners are, though, don't leave them in too long, because they can cause product buildup in your hair, which makes your hair look awful and is even irritating to the skin. And certainly don't get them in your eye, or else this will be you. Cationic surfactants are damaging to the eye. Both shampoos and conditioners are acidic, which helps strengthen the hydrogen bonds in the hair and closes the cuticle, those shingle-looking scales on the surface of the hair, to keep the moisture and the product attached. So, now that you know all about Forganics, what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-111-3253 and order your shampoo and conditioner today, right now, so that you can have luscious locks like these.